I guess I'll put away my dice tower so I don't have to put it together. Ah! Oh.
Fuck. Oh, right. Discord! Hello. Oh, fuck! I forgot my avatar! Ah! Very, very elegant. Very sophisticated way to start the first podcast.
Yes.
Alright, I think we're good. Alright, now I'm on the discussion page. And it all should be good. Hello, Coffee Bean. Hello, Tem. Hello, Vitreous. Hello, I am half buried in my own blankets. Give me a moment. Oh, no wonder I'm this far down. Hold up. The blanket's in the right page. It's me who's not. Listen. Son of a fucking...
What'd you do?
I forgot to change the stream title.
I was actually going to bring that up to you. Do you want to give some of your mods the power to help you with that?
I don't think they can. I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah, just go into your Twitch settings where you can give people VIP and mod, and just give your mods the editor role. And then we can edit your tags, your stream title, and the game you're playing in case you forget.
Oh, wow. I genuinely did not know that that was a thing that could be done. But yes, I am so sorry, everyone. I don't know why I've been so bad at forgetting to edit those things lately. I feel really bad about that. I apologize. I am professional streamer.
Miss Rose, it was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's nothing major. It's just a word.
It's many words.
Oh, your pouty face is so cute.
No. No, it's not. Shut the fuck up.
If my hands were animated, I would head pet you.
But yes, hello everybody. I'm so sorry for the scuffed start, but for those who don't know me, hello, I'm Rosemary Darling, and this here is Twigdrasil, and we are here on Druid Darling to talk about... I forgot something else!
The topic?
No, I forgot my, alerts. I forgot my
Oh.
I forgot my alerts.
Tavern music, fantasy medieval music, no copyrights, epic folk Celtic music, no copy.
Can you not rub the scuff in?
Oh, you know I do it because I love you.
I know.
It's
Just-
like my mom always said before she would call me a fucker. If I don't pick on you, it means I don't love you.
Oh, so it sounds just like my father. Anyway, today's topic is not my scuff, but rather it's about classes. Now, classes
Yes.
are actually not super common in a lot of systems we see coming out these days, but there's a few. Like, I think, like D&D, obviously, but also, I think Pathfinder has classes as well.
Yes, Pathfinder has many of the same classes.
And I'm trying to think if there's... I suppose L5R kind of has classes, like, sorta. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Other systems, such as Star Wars Saga Edition and Cyberpunk Red, also have classes.
Motherfucking Star Wars. I know there's several people in the chat who have had such horrible fucking instances with horrible DMs in the Star Wars game, so I'm just like, heh.
As well, my homebrewed Fallout system also has classes.
Yeah, I was gonna try include classes in my homebrewed D&D setting, but then I realized I don't know how to make I mean, not setting, system. But then I realized I don't know how to make a fucking system, so I stopped trying to make a fucking system.
Well, to give you an idea, it took me almost 3.5 years to make this Fallout system.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. That is
Yeah,
absolutely fair.
yeah, just like what Tem said, DMs can be very hit or miss, but they do never miss.
I guess they
Huh?
never miss, huh? You got a boyfriend. I bet he doesn't kiss you.
I'm gonna shut
Heh.
up now. I'm just gonna sit here and eat my Ghirardelli caramel chocolate.
Oh, thank you for the hydrate.
Oh, I would hydrate, but I have drank all of my barbecue water.
Wait, barbecue water? What the fuck?
Dr. Pepper.
Oh, okay. Anyway, the first, so
So yes, the first thing on our topics, we have why. Why even have classes? What is the pros and cons of having classes in a D&D system or in any
or
kind of game
any
system?
like tabletop gaming system. Like, yes, the name of our podcast is D&D, but we're not just gonna be talking about D&D because like there's so many other like really good systems out there, and I like so many of them.
Well, that's the play on words and logos and names is the fact that we're D&D, the Druid and Darling.
Yes, exactly.
Doesn't mean that we're all about D&D, but we are D&D.
Precisely.
Everyone doesn't have classes, it has a point-by system. Yeah, that sounds interesting.
But yes, so a lot of systems that I see coming out these days, like I said, they don't really have classes. It's like you kind of like build it. It's like you're going to build a bear, okay? It's not like a resin mold where it's like, okay, you pick out a mold, you can choose what to put in it, but generally it's going to keep that same shape. That's a class. Whereas build a bear is like a point buy system where it's like, okay, do whatever you want, but if you want to have something like this, you'll generally want to pick these certain kinds of parts and things and stuff.
Yes, there's always pluses and minuses to having classes. One of the pluses I would say is it gives characters their own feel.
I know a few people who would argue that the opposite is true, that not having a class gives a character more feel. It's a weird thing. It's a weird,
like you can have a bard that doesn't feel anything like, we'll say, a cleric who doesn't feel anything like a ranger. But then if you have the class list system, people might go into similar trees and then maybe start to take shape as each other.
Mm-hmm.
Classless systems like mother.
But yeah, it's like, but at the same time, it's like I've never really seen a bunch of people in classless systems like become that similar to one another. Usually what happens is one person will make like this big old burly tank man from Russia who hits people with clubs, and then person two, thank you for hosting a book reading, literacy is important, and then person two will play like this skinny hacker twink, and then person three will play the studicious know-it-all nerd lady, and then so on and so forth. And so it's like, really, it all depends on your group, because some groups, they need the little extra help that a class system can give them, because some people are like, oh my god, there's so many options, I don't know where to start, and a class system is like, well, here is exactly where you start. Pick one of these first, and then we can go from there. like with the resin mold analogy. Whereas some people, it's like one of the common complaints I hear about Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 is that there's so much that you can do, and you have to know exactly what you want to do before you start building, which, yes, it's a system with a class, but it's like, it's the thing about choice.
Mm-hmm.
And
I would also say that there is technically no classless system, because the stuff you end up making is the class you give yourself. Like you said, like if you're in a classless system, and you play as that big burly buff Russian man that likes to bonk people on the side of the head with a sledgehammer, what you could, ask them, how do you describe your character? Well, he's a bruiser. It's like, okay, so you chose to give yourself a bruiser class that you just made yourself.
yeah, no, exactly.
So I think in the end, there is no classless system. There's just freelancing or open-ended classes, we'll say.
Yeah, it's like, it's less that it's classless and more you get to build your own bitch. You get to make your class.
But we'll go back to your Build-A-Bear analogy, no matter what you do, you're still coming out with a stuffed animal.
Mm-hmm.
So you go in there, you make it up, and you come out, and you still got your character. So that's all that really matters. Class feels like a framework.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because we'll take like Pathfinder for example, or even just 5th edition. The class, you can play a class however you want. Like you can be a ranger that uses magic. You can be a bard that uses a greatsword. But the class in games like D&D are what give you your special abilities, but you can still play them however you want.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because it's like there's nothing to stop you from making a druid who's, actually incredibly greedy. Like, yeah, they're like gonna protect nature, but they're also like a ruthless businessman. Like weird shit like that can happen. Also,
Exactly.
remind me to make a druid businessman character later.
Okay, let me just type that in. 1 second, mistress. Let me put that down in the notebook.
Yes, put that down in the notebook, Igor. It also doesn't.
Right away, mistress.
It also doesn't help with classes that sometimes fall into where they're useful for certain things, but almost entirely useless in others. Well, yes, but that's just how characters work. Because unless you're building Pun, the immortal kobold, there's gonna be.
Unless you're building the jack of all trades bard.
Then there's always going to be something, even in a system that has no overt classes, that your character just kind of sucks at. For example, the last character that I created for a system that had no class, God, what was her name? I wanted to say it was like Amy or something. Nothing to do with Amy's banking company, don't worry. I
can speak the cats!
And so what happened with her is she ended up being really good at talking to people and knowing things, but when it came to combat, she was practically fucking useless. Yeah, she had a gun, but she only had enough gun skill of not die when stared at. So really, it's inevitable that your character's gonna suck at something, no matter what.
Yeah, if you... we'll go back to what Tem said. Sometimes classes will fall into the thing. But you also gotta remember that that's why you play in a group. So that way everyone has their time to shine.
And so that way...
if you were the character who just could do everything, you would be one of the people that we talked about on our initial podcast episode. Hog the spotlight and stuff like that. Which you don't want. You want everyone to feel like they have their time to shine. And it's usually the DM's job to give it to that person. So, you could be a druid deep down in a dungeon and still find your time with oh, there's a creek here. Let me use some water to wish away the enemy goblins or something. Everyone has their time to shine no matter what their class is.
Yeah, and it's you make up for each other's weaknesses. That's the whole point of having a party. It's you got a couple people who are good at the brute force, and a couple people who are good at the magic, and a couple people good at the healing. And then you form a phalanx of fuck 'em up. The thing is, in classless systems, if you're trying to do everything, you're gonna be shit at anything you do. Exactly. Because it's like, yeah, you can do a little bit of everything, but you're not really gonna be as good or even close to as good as someone else who specialized in that thing.
Yeah, like, let's just say that you're a king of, of a small kingdom in a 5e game, and you have two adventurers who are willing to give you their specialties and their prowess, and say, okay, I want you to infiltrate the enemy kingdom and find out what they're good at, what they're doing. Would you go with the rogue, who is spent years specializing in stealth and impersonation and all that stuff, or would you go with the bard, who can do that a little bit, but also likes to sing and dance and do alchemy and go into the woods for nature and do this and do this? And it's like, probably
Well,
go with the rogue.
I'm sorry, but that just reminds me of, oh my god, I almost forgot the name. Dragon Age! Fucking Dragon Age. Literally, it's so funny, it's like, would you pick a bard for infiltration? In Dragon Age, the answer is actually yes. Especially in Orlais.
Yeah, because Liliana is just like, I speak to God and he tells me what to do.
Don't you dare make fun of my wife. I fucking love my wife. Don't you make fun of her.
Sarah's best girl.
No. You're factually you're factually incorrect. You are.
Sarah is hated by so many people, but I love her.
Yeah, because she's really hard to fucking sleep with. I've been trying to sleep with her for 3 goddamn months. I've done every relationship thing. She still won't sleep with me. Motherfucker.
Are you a guy?
No, I'm a girl. I know that she's a
mage?
lesbian. No, I'm not a mage.
Oh, then you just gotta keep going at her.
Yeah, no, I'd rather sleep with my crazy assassin bard wife, thank you. Back to bards.
Oh, God. But yeah, I think there's pluses and minuses to systems, especially like I feel like classless systems would be more for people who are already experienced with RPG systems and tabletop.
Yeah, no, exactly,
Whereas...
because it's like I've noticed it in my own groups where these days all of us in my current group have played a shitload of games, and we tend to gravitate more towards systems that don't really have classes and the like, because it's like we can just do a lot more. And as Vitreous pointed out earlier, a major downside of systems with classes is that they often lock you out of things the other classes can do, whereas with a system that doesn't have like set classes, it's like, yeah, you can still have access to that thing, you just gotta work for it. You just gotta put the points into the right place and boom, you can do the thing. Whereas often...
Then there's multi-classing.
Oh my god, the nightmare that is multi-classing. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, I have heard... I'm sorry, multi-classing still makes me think of 3.5 overly specific min-maxing shenanigans. And it's just like, I like I said in a previous thing, it's like I love a little bit of crunch, but if there's too much crunch, then my brain just turns into pudding cups. More the specific pudding in the cup.
That's why I like systems that are like Cyberpunk Red, because it has multi-classing, but it goes based off of an IP point system. So once you instead of getting experience points, you get just points to spend on whatever you want. Skills, leveling up your current class, getting a new class, and it just adds up. So there's no like thing about super crunching.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So.
But yeah, so I believe that on the list you wanted to talk about specific classes as well?
Yeah, we were going to go down and talk about all of the different classes and give our little opinions on them and talk about the good and the bad.
We're mostly going to be doing like your classic or semi-classic D&D classes. So
yeah, I just pulled everything from 5th edition.
Yeah, no, we're not going to be
except Blood Hunter, because I don't have that.
Yeah, no, I've never played a Blood Hunter either. I've never been in a game where somebody... Wait, I think I have been put in a game where somebody played a blood hunter. It wasn't for very long, but I think I actually was in one.
I see that Tem and Vitreous are talking about rules lawyers and stuff. And the only thing I'll say on the whole topic of rules lawyers is, it was me.
Oh yeah, Coffee Bean played the blood hunter.
The only thing I'll say on rules lawyers is, I don't want to like hurt people's feelings, but I've had very bad experiences in the past with rules lawyers. And
I've had
bad.
I've had a few as well.
And with the way I DM, I try to DM as close as I can to the rules. But in the end, if one of my players wants to do something really, really cool and we can't figure it out in the rules, or if it might bend the rules a little bit, the rule of cool always takes over for me, because I'll try to work within the binds of what the player wants, as well as like the rules of the game, to at least make it plausible, instead of just being like, okay, you automatically succeed on doing anything you want.
Okay, see, I used to be like that. We're gonna go on a brief tangent. I'm sorry, just have to say my piece.
Tangents!
I used to be like that. I really did. And it's like, I wanted to facilitate that. But then I ran into a game. I DM'd a game where like people took advantage of that to step all over me and make the game itself just not fun anymore for anyone who was not like 2 or 3 specific players. And so I'm like, I'm really burnt out on doing that. It's like,
I'm not saying like you do it for all the time. It's just like for here and there. Like, I'll give an example. One of my players one time wanted to use the cantrip Ray of Frost to shoot a branch that was above an enemy to like freeze and break the branch to make it fall on an enemy. Like, there's no way you can actually do that in the rules. But, I thought it sounded cool, so I, let it happen. I had them roll to hit it, see if it dealt enough damage to break the branch, and then it would fall and hit him in the head.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, it's like they kept doing that at like really, really important things, or like to completely derail my plot. And so it's like I just got really burnt out on like just doing that sort of fucking in a bit, Vitreous. I have a thing I need to say. I'm so sorry. I just got burnt out because it's like people will, like, some parties will use that very sparingly, but the ones I'm in, like, people are always coming up with like an ideas. It's like, I just need you to bend the rules a little bit to do this, and people will do that all the time in the games that I tend to run. And it's like, I want to encourage creativity, but at the same time, I remember I literally had a guy, non-con, my fucking non-combat, by the way, not non-consensual. Non-con, my fucking final boss for the entire game, which, first of all, they found out about said final boss way too early. I was gonna, like, my first act got cut way short, and we went into the second act, and yes, for those who know me, I am talking about the God War campaign. First of all, don't try to make one of the first campaigns you ever run for a group where they're all, like, level 10 gods. That's a bad fucking idea. Don't fucking do it. I don't care how cool you think it's gonna be. Don't fucking do it. I repeat, don't fucking do it.
My biggest thing I can give to DMs that wanna, make things fun is to ensure your players know that you have limits.
You need limits, which is why some people are like, oh, this is so limiting, but it's like, limits exist for a reason. With too many limits and you can't do anything, but also too few limits, and suddenly your final boss has been sent to the void because you accidentally let one of your players have the I can do whatever I want once a day power. And you as the GM are like, well, fuck, he has the make the GM shut up power. Which, by the way, any system that has a let the GM make the GM shut the fuck up power, what the fuck?
But, yes, good rant. But I think we should get back to the classes.
Yeah, no, we should. Sorry, Vitreous. It's like, we already delayed enough. I'm gonna ping the coffee and let him know we're going back on,
So, the first class we can talk about is the Barbarian.
Yes, I do love me a good, dumb, stupid, hella damage barbarian. I love it so much. Like, some people are like, oh, it's so boring. It's like, yeah, but like, if all you're in the mood for is just smash and destroy, it's great. You can't beat it. You can't fucking
Oh
beat it.
yes, there are pros to playing as a barbarian, such as being able to be the meat chunk, to be able to go in and deal the heavy damage, to have high health and just not care about anything, to
Mm-hmm.
put
And
off damage, and
it's also,
especially rage.
and it's good for the rest of the party too, because then they can be like, oh, the barbarian will deal with it. And then they have the freedom to go and do more of their class's more cool shit, as opposed to focusing on like raw DPS. And I'm a big fan of barbarians. Can you tell? It's like, you don't have to roleplay them as absolutely fucking stupid. Like, some people are like, I'm sick of dumb barbarians. And I'm like, then just don't be a dumb barbarian.
And then there's the whole thing like, well, barbarians aren't cool because they don't have anything super special. They just whack things. Like, yeah,
But they whack
let's
it
see you
really
whack-
good.
let's see you whack things with a giant axe for shit tons of damage while taking half damage from everything.
It's like they don't need the cool thing because they are the cool thing.
Exactly.
I'm trying to recall if there's a barbarian character that I have played, because it's like I've played, I'd say 99% of D&D classes at least once. But barbs might not be flashy, but they are awesome. Yes, they're reliable. You could count on them to, at the very least, tank the damage and leave the squishier people alive for longer, which is beyond value. So it's like, yeah, mages have more variety, but like, barbarians are just good fucking meaty bitches. Good meaty boys and girls
Yeah.
and thems.
Yeah, they're never looked down on. You don't look at a party and say like, oh, there's a barbarian here.
You know, and anyone who does that is honestly, I question their sanity, because really, if I know that someone in my party is gonna play as a barbarian, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Mm-hmm. I once played a barbarian who was, because you can still have barbarians that aren't the big dumb meat stick. You can give them just average intelligence, and you might even be able to make like smart barbarians. Because think of it this way, like if you multi-classed from, I don't know, we'll say like a sorcerer into a barbarian, you can have the whole Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing going on.
Yeah, no, people love that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know I do. I'm a big fan of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the whole story, because it's like, okay, very brief tangent, very brief. If you've ever read the original, it's like the first crime, quote unquote, that Mr. Hyde fucking does is he pushes over a child. Like, he doesn't even seriously injure him, he just nudges him on the sidewalk, and the Victorians are like, oh my goody gosh, you rude rapscallion, how dare you! And he's just like, here's some money to forget about it and shut your mouth. And they're just like, oh, okay, we'll take the money. And it's hysterical. But yeah, back to the point.
But then you have the whole the battle, the barbarian who can also sing, the Skald.
Ah, yes, otherwise known as the Bardbarian.
Yes. And then you have. Oh, sorry, go on.
So, one of my characters started off as just a bard, but because things kept happening to her, and she already felt all emotions twice as strong as most people do. She was a robot learning human emotion. She already had some, but she was learning it. And so she started learning anger, so I'm like, fuck it. Next time, I'm gonna take a level in Barbarian. Have her be a Bardbarian. It was gonna be so fucking fun.
Oh, yes. I think that, there's so many different tropes that you could put with barbarians. Like, the Viking, you got, like, Conan, you got He-Man. There's so many big... It gives you your power fantasy of being able to just,
Yeah, you can
roar at people, intimidate them, and then just go at them without caring, and then just destroy.
Yeah, you can be like the kind of like guts like. You can be like fucking. You could be the himbo, very pure of heart and dumb of ass, which is like, I know people decry the dumb barbarian stereotype, but I kind of like it. I like stupid but wholesome characters.
Yeah, because I remember in 3.5, if you played a barbarian, you just didn't know how to read or write.
Yeah, I remember those days too.
Me think Squiggle's funny.
But yeah, I do love a good barbarian, and I like it when other people play as them. So it's like overall, I give them a 7.5 out of 10. Good, solid pick. I'm gonna start rating these just for funsies.
Oh boy.
You know,
Going
it's
from
not
the
as
barbarian. We have the bard.
Bards. In case you can't tell, I have a soft spot for bards. I identify as a bard. And just bards. They're useful.
The only time I've ever played a bard was for one session because it was my fun character I made serious, and I never even got to play her.
Aww.
Her name was Guinevere. And based on the rules of 3.5, she could do suggestion 56 times a day.
What in the actual goddamn fucking hell?
Yeah. She was my for shits and giggles character.
I can fucking tell. That's, I'm sorry, just 56 times a day. Jesus Christ.
Well, in 3.5, once you reach level 10 as a bard, as part of a bardic performance, you can also cast suggestion as a free action. And you only need to use one round of bardic performance. I had stocked up on multiple feats that gave me extra bardic performances. So in the end, I was able to do 56 rounds of bardic performance a day, which in tune goes to 56 uses of suggestion.
Very nice. But yeah.
But yes.
I've played only a handful of bards. First of all, there was the bard who was turning slowly into a barbarian that I mentioned earlier. There's also the first bard that I ever played was actually at a convention. And she was a hot pink tiefling, and I based her off of Kesha, so she would frequently use dancing lights to make glitter all around her. She was in a band with like 3 other bards.
Oh boy. Based on Kesha.
Based off of Kesha herself. It was honestly one of the more fun characters that I've ever played. If I have a chance to bring her back, I think I'm gonna do it. I honestly do. I love bards. I love the aesthetic of bards. I love playing bards. I love talking about bards. And some people are just like getting sick of the horny bard stereotype, and it's like I get it. But, like, a lot of people who sing are horny. It's just a thing. I don't know what it is about song and horny, but they are so strongly interlocked. The character who sings the most in the first Drakengard is the second horniest in the entire fucking franchise. The first horniest in the entire franchise being Octa in 3, who has... we're gonna stop talking about Drakengard now.
I sadly do not have a lot of experience with bards. In all my games, I've only had a couple players play them.
Oh, really? That's shocking.
Yeah. Yeah, which is really weird, because I've always liked bards as a character. Just, maybe not so much as, more roleplay focused.
Oh, yeah, no, like... One thing that you're guaranteed to get out of me, I promised, is a roleplay focused character. I can't not roleplay. I'm physically incapable of it.
Hey, see, me, I like a mix of both. Because I know some people only like D&D for combat. It's like, okay, then just play a combat-oriented board game like Gloomhaven. Or it's like, oh, yeah. I only like D&D for roleplay. It's like, okay, then go roleplay on, forums or something.
Yeah, go on a forum. D&D is for both.
I like both. Hello, Lily. You made
I
a
made a
tiefling based off
tiefling.
of Lizzo.
Oh my god. I love it. I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna steal that concept. I'm gonna steal that concept. I'm gonna steal
Oh,
that concept.
and my wife is here. Hello.
But yeah, fucking love me some bards. I literally can't get enough bards. I've come up with 5 different bard concepts, and they're all so vastly different from each other. Like, one of them is based off of, a singer from a gothic metal band. Another one is Kesha, and then there's the third, who's like the ball-jointed doll, who became angry. And it's just like, as many different songs as there are also that many different breeds of bard. You could make a Nickelback bard band. If that's your thing, you could play as Nickelback in D&D. The choices are yours and yours alone.
The most unique bard that I've ever made is totally original name, Octavius.
Oh, wow. Totally original. I
Yeah.
have... Mm-hmm.
He is a Warforged bard who harbored the soul of a former musician for the court. And basically the former king loved his music so much, he had his soul put into a Warforged, so that way he could listen to his music forever. Well, eventually the kingdom fell.
Oops.
And he's like, well, now I'm just gonna, I'm just stuck as this now.
Yeah, no,
And
I have a mouth and I must scream.
his arm was his violin, because he's a Warforged, so he's made out of wood and metal.
Oh,
so
I fucking love it.
So his arm was his violin, and he could, like, pull the strings with each of his fingers. And his scimitar, on the back of it, was his bow, so he could play the violin.
Oh yeah, my ball-jointed doll bard, she actually had violin, like, folded into her right arm.
Mm-hmm.
And then she would pull out the bow and then just kind of play violin on her arm after it unfolded, because she's a ball-jointed doll. She could fucking do that. Legally, she was a Warforged, but I call her a ball-jointed doll, because Warforged has, like, a robotic connotation, so I like to specify.
Yeah, I understand that.
Mm-hmm. Please note, a Nickelback bard band would cause everyone mental damage. Look at this photograph!
Every time I do, it makes me nut.
I don't think that's how the song goes.
Well, speaking of nuts, clerics.
Clerics! Another class I really love. There's a few classes that I don't love, actually. Huh.
Clerics gave me one of my favorite characters of all time, and that was the half giant with the dungeon door shield.
Yes, you were mentioning him.
Yes, he was a war cleric of Cord.
Clerics. I've only got to play one cleric, and every time I try to play another, people keep cock-blocking me. It's like, no, I want to play a cleric, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll let you do it. I'll play one next time. And then next time someone else takes it, and the next time someone else takes it. I just want to play as a fucking heal slut again, okay? But clerics are much more than heal sluts. Clerics are actually quite versatile.
Yeah, as given by Stonewall, the shield of Cord.
Exactly. Clerics...
He didn't have a single attack spell. He was just like, hi, I'm a wall.
The wall! The wall! And ain't nothing wrong with being a wall. I fucking love clerics. The first and only cleric that I got to properly, like, play in a game was I think lawful neutral cleric who was very tired. She was a hired hand, and she was just like, I'm so tired, just give me my payment and a cup of coffee, and I'm good. Unfortunately, that was also a game played with literally all of the dipshits, and nobody was... I think I was the only one taking that game remotely seriously. Like, not even the person who invited us to play in her home. Like, she was playing Diablo 3 while we were trying to game. Even though she invited us there for a game. It was fucking weird. I love that cleric, and I would love to revisit her. Unfortunately, the one game she was in was dog shit. But I want to bring her back. I want to... Because it's like... Clerics some people tend to play them as lawful stupid. Paladins are the first example of lawful stupid. But I would love...
Paladins are the himbo class.
Paladins are the himbo class, and you know me, I love himbos. But, we'll get to paladins when we get to them. But clerics, you could do a lot with clerics. They're very, in terms of roleplay, there's a lot of flavors you can go for. You can have the tired coffee addict cleric. You could have an evil cleric. You can have a cleric of pain. You can have a cleric who's questioning their faith. You can have the loyal cleric. Clerics, like bards, are... I'm sorry, I think a lot about the kinds of characters that people can make. Literally, it's all I think about some days.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. We have the exact opposite problem other groups have. We have too many clerics. Exactly.
You see, when you have too many clerics, then it's like, ah, yes, I need to throw even more at my players because they don't die.
You'd be shocked, actually. You would be shocked how, the problem is not that people aren't dying. The problem is that the DPS, or whoever's dealing damage, is doing their job too well, and they one-shot literally fucking everything. Literally fucking everything.
Everyone's like, oh, well, you know, clerics can't be offensive. Like, oh, yeah, they can.
Yeah. Bitch, I hope... Oh, man, literally. Oh, I have played a second cleric. I played as a cleric in a one-shot where we were, like, level 10. And, yes, one thing that she did was a shitload of damage, so thank you for mentioning that. Oh my god, bitch was literally just like, excuse me while I cast Deletus the Dragoness.
Yeah, it's like, you want to take the character that has how many buff spells and how many super powerful holy spells and be like, you can't do damage? Like, I'm gonna be 20 feet tall with extra strength. I'm gonna step on you.
6 feet tall and super strong. We always get... Sorry, that was my laundry.
It was just like, hey, stop.
My laundry be like, shut the fuck up or you'll get DMCA'd, bitch. But no, fucking love clerics. Anyway, who's next on the list?
Me!
The Druid!
My favorite class. Well, one of my 2 favorite classes.
Gee, I fucking wonder why.
Oh, I wonder why.
Here, hold my firestorm.
Here, hold my flame pillar. But no, druids. What is there not to love about them? They can turn into animals, they heal, they can deal damage, they can talk to animals, they can do so much.
They can talk to animals.
What is there not to love about druids? It's like, oh, but they can't wear metal armor. It's like, you don't need metal armor!
Who the fuck needs metal armor?
Like, well, they can't, you know, they can't do this, this, and this. It's like, who the fuck cares?
Not me, that's for fucking sure.
I turned into a bear.
Fucking shit.
Like, seriously, I just love druids as a class because of how massively versatile they can be.
Oh yeah, no, like, I have played a couple handfuls of druids. Not very many, but like a couple. Look at, like, a few.
Oh yeah, so then you have druids just be like, hi, I'm immortal.
It's like, you can try to kill me. You will not succeed, but you're welcome to try, motherfucker.
Or you just have one of the most unique kind of druids, the spore druid.
Oh god.
Mushroom druid.
Mushroom dance. Sorry. Anyway, the one druid that I played as that I can remember, because I played a second, but I don't remember them very well. The one that I do remember, this was another level 10 one-shot campaign. It wasn't intended to be one-shot, but it ended up being one because of reasons. But she was a master of many forms. And what she would do is she would transform into different shit. And then just fucking maul the fuck out of you. She could be a bear.
Exactly.
She could be a dinosaur. She could be a mouse. Unfortunately, because of the way that campaign was run, I only got to really be a mouse. It was disappointing. I wanted to be a dinosaur and eat somebody.
Now, the way I have always played druids, this is just me personally, like, there's nothing in the rules that says you can't.
Oh, yeah.
Like, like the DM could be like, oh well, you know, you could be like, I turn into a velociraptor. It's like, okay, well, according to the rules, you can do whatever you want. But you know, the DM can be like, well, there's no dinosaurs in this campaign, and your character would not know what a dinosaur is, so they couldn't be able to turn into them.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I've always just personally have done is I will only turn myself into animals that my character has physically seen.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like
Kind of like Beast Boy.
Lunars in Exalted. Basically, in order to become an animal, they have to hunt it down and eat its heart.
Kind of, but this is mainly just like seeing them.
Well, yeah, but it reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
So,
kind of a fucking cool mechanic. I'm a big fan of it personally.
yeah, so like if there's no dinosaurs in a campaign, I can't turn into a dinosaur, but that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. Like,
But then once you get to higher levels, just think you could become giant, you could become elementals, you could eventually even learn how to take forms of dragons with a form of the dragon.
so for
So
all you people out there who want to forget your humanity and become a dragon, become a druid.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would love to play more druids as well, but again, every time I try to play a campaign, that's another class that somebody else always takes, and I don't like doubling down. So I gotta pick something else. It's usually one of the first, like, 3 classes that goes. Clerics, druids, and barbarians. Those are the 3 most commonly picked ones in my group.
Let's look at, you know, out of every single race, which character will live the longest? The druid. Because they either become just age-wise immortal, or it's like, oh, for every 10 years, you only age once. It's like, oh. It's like, well, how old are you? I'm only 125. What race are you? An elf. Oh, I got a time to go.
You know, it's like, druids are... You could do a lot with a druid, and I would like to explore that more. I want to play kind of like a necromantic druid, like one who works with, like that mix between life and death, kind of decay, mushrooms, bones.
Yeah, yeah, kind of like a spore druid or a necro druid.
Exactly. But yes,
I once had a character who I made it because you know how whenever like in basic D&D they're like, oh, you take the form of, so it's like you imagine like an animorph where you slowly become like you quickly turn into an animal. I've always seen it as like you use magical energies to become the animal, but I once had a character who basically took in nature around them to become a manifestation of that animal. So if they were in the woods, you know, and they transformed into a bear, you know, leaves and moss and vines and roots and bark would form up around me into the shape of a bear.
Ooh, that's some cool fucking flavor.
You know, it's just flavor. It's like you know, it's better than just me personally. It's better than just I turn into a bear.
It's like, I'm a bear now! Although that can be quite fun.
Plus, it gets rid of the weird in-between images that we see on the cover of Animorphs.
God. We don't talk about the in-between images we see on the cover of Animorphs.
Okay, up next we have the tried and true melee fighter.
Ah, good old fighter.
The fighter is like, hi, I'm gonna fight you, okay? What are you gonna do about it? You don't have magic? No, but I have martial superiority.
Yeah, but fighter's one of those few classes I'm not a big fan of, because it's like, I've played a couple fighters, and each time I'm like, yeah, this is good, but it could be better. It could be more fun.
Yeah,
it could be more engaging.
It's definitely the learning class, because of how straight...
Yeah, baby's first stab mission. Like,
yeah.
To quote Bob's Burgers, if fighters were a spice, they'd be flour.
If fighters were a spice, they would be paprika.
Nah, they'd be flour.
Yeah, fighters in 3.5 are basically just, oh, you see this feat list? You have this feat list.
Well, in 3.5, not as much in 5th Ed.
But yeah,
5e
5th
Battle
Ed,
Master fighters. That was actually the first fighter that I played.
yeah, because like in 5th edition they added the different sub-classes that can do different things, so you could more define instead of just being, hi, I'm the feat class.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never played a fighter.
Really?
They just never spoken out to me because of how, like, every other time I wanted to play something, it's like, oh, I can just be a fighter. It's like, yeah, but I want to use like bows and stuff like that, so I usually went with like ranger or something.
Fighter got more boring in 5e. It really did. Because it's like, it feels like by making the fighter more accessible, in 5e they also stripped away like most of what made fighter at the very least okay or feasible to want to play in previous editions.
Fighter is okay to if you want to take like a multi-class for a few of it to get some of its perks, like its second wind and stuff like that.
But
to go full fighter is
To be full fighter is just kind of why? Why would you do that? The thing is, it's like there's so many options. There's so many other options. It's like you can be like a necromantic druid. You can be a mute bard. You can be a fucking paladin who's possessed by brainworms, you know? The thing is, when there's so many other options, like when you're in an ice cream store and you see vanilla, which is a good flavor, good basic flavor, versus like strawberry and double chocolate and birthday cake. It's like...
That's just it. It's the vanilla class.
Yeah, it's the vanilla of the class systems.
It's
like
not bogged down by so many mechanics. It's not bogged down by magic. It's not bogged down by anything except just your things that you could do in melee.
You know, it's like, and who goes into an ice cream shop and picks vanilla? Nobody.
I do.
What in the actual goddamn fuck is wrong with you?
Hot fudge.
You can get hot fudge on chocolate!
That's too much chocolate.
No such thing! Rose vanilla shaming? Bitch, of course I'm vanilla shaming! If you've seen my kinks list, you know that there is very little vanilla about me.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Vanilla never hurt me. Actually, wrong. Vanilla always hurts me. I'm lactose intolerant.
But yeah, it's like, the thing with the vanilla analogy and fighters, though, is that I can actually come up with another thing to say. It's a good building block to, like, a more fun and elaborate, like, ice cream setup. Like, a scoop of vanilla is one of the building blocks for a banana split. But, like, a bowl of just vanilla, like, sometimes it's okay, especially when you're sick, but, like, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna pick another flavor. Next class. Unless you have something you want to say about fighters.
No, I think we've gone over how boring they are.
Yeah.
My other favorite class, the monk.
Oh, monks. Oh, monks. I
like monk.
I want to like monks, especially as someone who studied martial arts in real life for a period of time. I want to like monks. I think they're neat. I think they're cool. Unfortunately, every single time I've played with a monk or played as a monk, it has gone so horribly fucking wrong that it just leaves a bad flavor in my mouth, and so I just associate monk with bad times coming.
Well, hopefully I can change that for you, because I try to play non-conventional monks. It's not just like, oh yes, I'm a Shaolin warrior, punch, punch, kick, jump. I try to actually, like, change how you can play a monk.
Well, it's like there's lots of ways to play a monk. Unfortunately, every single time I've tried to play as a monk, it's just either somebody else is doing more damage and I feel like I fucked up in my build, or I'm getting made fun of for being a monk and playing monk-like, and it's just like, okay, just fuck off and let me do this, okay? Okay.
You see, we don't shit talk here, Vitreous.
It's like, I want to like monks. I really do. Like, but it's just a class that I've never had a successful story in, ever. Like, even with fucking rogues, I've had success stories. And rogue is one of those classes where I'm...
Sorry, it's just coffee.
I was about to say, it's like, we don't shit talk here. It's like, bitch, we literally just did. We literally just did. So we can't play the high road here, okay? We're a couple of petty motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's okay.
But yeah, it's like, I've had nothing but horrible times trying to play rogue, and I still would like to play a rogue again. Whereas with monks, I'm a little punch shy instead of punch drunk, which is a crying shame because thematically they're so cool. But it's just not working. Usually. Monks are weird, but I have fun with them. That's more than I can say. I've tried. I've failed every single time. Especially when everyone else is like flinging fireballs or devouring people whole or taking a shitload of damage. Like, here's me punching.
Here's me running at the speed of sound, jumping over an entire chasm, punching a dude with my...
Running around at the speed of diagonal.
Wall running.
I've never...
There's a lot you could do.
What monks are you fucking talking about? I've never seen a monk be able to do any of those things.
It's literally all, like, the monk skills.
Okay, see, whenever I play a monk, it's in super low-level campaigns.
Yeah.
And I never get access to those things.
Yeah, super low-level monks are hard to play.
Oh,
But once you start getting their stuff, they rev up. Because then it's like, oh yes, I love having plus 40 movement speed, and I love being able to just run up a wall. I love being able to punch someone and then choose at some point within the next 24 hours that they die.
Yeah, but it's just, again, when somebody around you is flinging fireballs and another guy turns into a fucking fire genie, you kind of feel like you made the wrong choice.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, it's like nothing personal, monks, but thank you. Next.
Paladins.
Paladins.
Himbos.
I love paladins. I've played as like 5 paladins. Paladin was the first class I ever played in a proper D&D game. I have a soft spot for them. I love paladins and all the thematic story directions they can do. I love how they're like kind of damagey, kind of supporty, like the Crusader in Darkest Dungeon. By the way, if you play Crusader as only raw damage dealer in Darkest Dungeon, you are factually incorrect. I love paladins. I love paladins! Not the game, though. Never played the game.
Oh no, the game is kind of bad.
I have a friend who keeps trying to get me into it.
Why?
He says it's better than Overwatch, which I'm like, to be fair, that's not a high bar to clear.
Yeah, I mean, Overwatch is a piece of shit.
But yeah, but yeah, it's like there's like they're another class that has a reputation. They're the primary quote unquote. Oh, you better not play them as lawful stupid. But like I've never been in a party where there was a lawful stupid paladin. Every paladin I've played with and played as has been a good noodle. Like good to play with. Like as in it's like even the ones that are faithful, like they're not dicks, okay? They're not gonna be like, there's a rogue in the party, I must cut off his fingers.
Yeah,
You know?
and then you have the ones that are just super like, I'm full guard and I will do and if anyone does anything bad, I will try to kill them. It's like, no.
Which I've never ran into that. A lot of people, like, keep complaining about that, but I've literally fucking never ran into that in my personal games. It's the weirdest fucking thing. I run into tons of, like, the other stereotypes, like the horny bards and shit. Hell, I've played as a couple of horny bards. But, like, I've never played with or played as a lawful stupid paladin. It just hasn't happened. Oh.
I've only ever played with paladins. Anytime I would want to make a paladin, I would just end up making a cleric.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, some people are just like, I want to play as a holy warrior, so I'm going to play as a cleric. And I'm like, don't you want to play as a paladin? And they're like, nah, I can do, I can do it, but better as a cleric. And I'm like, okay. But I do like my pallies. They're my good boys, girls, and thems. They're fucking, I love me some pallies. My last paladin that I played was a dragonborn paladin who was the goodest of boys, and he appeared on the surface like the goodest of boys and a himbo. But the truth is he had like a fucked up past where he did some really fucked up shit, and now is spending his life atoning it for it by being extra respectful to everyone he met, especially women. Because, spoiler alert, he got a woman killed once, and he actually kind of liked her. Like, not like romantically, but he just thought she was a really good person. And the fact that she ended up dead directly because of him, he was like, oh shit, maybe I need to rethink my life choices here. I would love to play as that paladin again. Unfortunately, I can't play him in front of you guys because now you know his dark backstory.
Well, then there's also, like, fallen paladins.
Oh, I've always wanted to play as a fallen paladin seeking redemption. I just...
What about not even redemption? Just the fallen paladin. The bad paladin.
I love redemption stories, though. They give me such an RP boner. Like, evil sexy, yes, but redemption arcs. I would love to do one redemption arc. I kind of did one with my Warlock, actually. It's a funny story. We don't meta Rose. How about...
Hmm?
Oh, you meant with the backstory thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I once had to be the I'ma kill you to another player as Paladin once, but in my defense, he thought torture wasn't evil. See, that's not being lawful stupid. That's being Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's not being tolerant of another player's bullshit.
Oathbreaker paladin.
I've never played as an Oathbreaker. I've never played with an Oathbreaker. It's never happened. I don't know.
The only time anything like paladin-y came up in a game recently was my entire group argued for 2 hours. Not like they politically argued for 2 hours over the efficacy of if it would be immoral or moral to skin dead lizardmen for their hides, if you know, because we do it to dragons and they're sentient, so why not lizardmen? And it's like they argued for 2 hours over that.
You know what? That sounds about right. I've been in a couple games where people have had 2-hour-long arguments. Not a lot, but just enough where if it feels like usually it's an RP argument that escalates into an IRL argument, and every
That's
time I'm just like, oh no, here we go again.
Well, I thought they were gonna like stop after the first hour.
Oh,
that was wrong.
Spoiler alert, if it gets to 1 hour, it's gonna go for another hour every time, guaranteed. Fucking-teed.
Well, you know what else is guaranteed?
My cock? Oh, sorry.
Oh my.
We can guarantee the weird place that the Ranger's in.
Rangers are so fucking weird.
They're like, hi, I'm a Ranger. I have the magic of a Druid and the combat prowess of a fighter and the sneaking and tracking skills of Rogue, but I can't do anything as good as all of them.
You know, Rangers, I almost said rogues, I'm sorry. Rangers are in a weird fucking place. It's like, on paper, it's another class. It's like, I want to like you, but
You
like...
know it's bad your vanilla ranger is so bad that when you have the people who made Divinity Original Sin make your next D&D game, that they say, quote, this class is so underpowered that we need to buff it and make it not suck.
Rangers, it's because it's just like they're the bad version of Jack of several different trades, Master of none, whereas the Bard is like the good version of that same sort of principle.
Yeah, it's like I said, they can do druidic magic, but not that good.
Yeah.
They can do, melee combat like a fighter, but not that good. They could do the tracking and sneaking skills like a rogue, but not that good. But just think, before they were buffed, they used to be even worse.
Yeah.
It took the devs while they were making Baldur's Gate 3 be like, yeah, listen, we need to make your class better because it sucks.
Yeah, Rangers, I've never seen a ranger that was, like, mechanically good. I've seen people trying to make them mechanically good, and I've never played with anyone who fucking succeeded. I've seen lots of theory crafting, but again, no success!
Remember when Ranger got nerfed from 3 to 3.5? Yeah.
They nerfed it? Why?
Yeah, 3rd edition Ranger was really good. Then in 3.5 they took away some things and they made it not so good.
Wow, that's
and then in 5th edition they made it even worse.
Yikes! That's fucking weird.
Yeah, Ranger has never really been in a good spot.
Also,
'Cause
is it weird that I never even knew there was a 3? I just thought 3.5 was just like...
Why do you think there's a 0.5?
I thought it...
There would have needed to be a 3.
Well, yeah, but like no one ever talked about 3.
Yeah, because it was only out for a very short time because it was kind of broken. And then they're like, okay, we need to put out an errata. So then they said, here's 3.5.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it wasn't around long enough to really get known.
Yeah, you know what? That makes sense.
But no, I just feel like Ranger's never really been in a good spot, because if you want to do something, there's another class that does it better.
You know, it's like, if you want to track people, there's another class that does that better. Oh, you want to be a naturey? Thank you for the fart. You want to be naturey? There's druids. Like, if you want to stab people, there's rogues. There's really no good thing that Ranger does?
They were also an extremely limited class because terrain. Okay, I'm gonna pick forest, which means I get bonuses in the forest, and I'm really good in the forest. Cool, we're going to the desert.
So which means you are essentially fucking useless, my friend. Good day, sir.
Okay, cool. Here's your other class feature. Pick your favorite enemy. You get bonuses against that enemy. I'm gonna pick orcs. Cool. We're gonna go fight humans.
Yeah, no, because the thing is, with favored terrain and favored enemy, it's pretty much guaranteed that your DM's gonna be a cock and never have those things come into play.
I keep cutting out sometimes.
Yeah,
I think that might be Discord.
Discord's just shit, especially since I canceled Nitro, so they made my call quality less.
Why don't we go into your server's collab voice, because your server is boosted, so it'll have better voice chat.
It's not boosted anymore because I canceled my Nitro, like I just said. Yeah, because Discord was like, hey, we're thinking about doing NFTs, and I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about not giving you money anymore.
They the next day they said they weren't gonna do it anymore.
Oh, okay, I'll probably redo my Nitro then.
Yeah, like the next day. We're no longer gonna do that.
Okay, well that's good. Okay, I'll do Nitro again. But yeah, so yeah, we'll have increased call quality in the future.
Again.
But yes, Rangers.
Oh, that means we lost stickers.
Yeah, no, we'll get them back soon. We'll get them. It's okay. We'll get them back. The stickers will return. The stickers will return to us.
They kind of fixed it a little bit in 5th edition by saying that you could select enemies to deal damage with, and then you could get bonuses in your current environments and stuff. But it's even with those it just doesn't help.
It really doesn't help because it's like even it doesn't even do anything that it promises to do. Well,
Even the newest subclass that they hyped up as being super cool and would make the ranger awesome, they were gonna let you finally be a dragon rider, and they're like, "Oh my god, yes, it's gonna make the ranger super awesome." And
how
then
did they
you realize
fuck that up?
what? By making it so you can't actually get a dragon until 14th level.
What are you doing for the first 14 levels then?
Sucking dick? I don't know.
Why promise me a dragon rider class and then not let me ride dragons until either the campaign's like over or it's like in an area that like most people will never play at?
Exactly.
Jesus Christ. How fucking stupid. I had to fight zombies in a swamp once. That was interesting. Ugh. Hope you like rough terrain.
I hope you like leashes. I hope you like that cholera. E. coli.
But yeah, never played as a ranger. Never gonna try. Next class.
The one that does tracking better. Rogue.
Ah, rogues. You mean what ranger was hoping to be?
Not part of ranger.
What rangers were hoping to become, sort of.
Rogues, the stereotypical, I have a dark backstory and I'm brooding and edgy. My parents were killed and I've been on my own and lived in the streets and we're all black and I sit in the corner and it's all dark.
Also, I'm going to steal from the party, regardless of their consent, to inter-party conflict.
Rogues are cool though.
Rogues are cool though. Like,
Rogues are just like...
There's a lot of shitty stereotypes around them, but it's like, honestly...
Rogues are just like, hey, I'm going to poke you in the back. Okay. Take 7...
You know, mechanically, rogues are phenomenal. It's just that you gotta work really...
They used to be...
Sorry,
go on.
No, you go on.
I was gonna say, mechanically, if you hit level 20 with a rogue, you just became an assassin. Because anyone hit by your sneak attacks, you could choose to either paralyze them permanently or just kill them.
Rogues? They can do so much. They're so good at murder. Like, they came to literally slay, and they're doing it.
Boosted our server, so now it's level 1 again.
Oh shit, my console.
Mar's back!
Oh, fuck yeah!
Alright, let's go to Clad Voice.
Alright, hold up. And he is here.
Mar's back. Aboard!
Hold up, I'll be right back.
I will entertain chat. Hello, chat. How are you?
Fuck.
I'm being entertaining. I am a human being. Can't you not see by my human form? Mega Beans VT. Ah, I see. Remembers Rose talk about her other team. She says she'll steal from the party regardless of consent.
No, I'm talking about other rogues. I'm talking about other rogues, not rogues that I've played. So you ever have a DM that let you cool do stuff at low level? Kinda. But it wasn't for the best.
That goes back to my whole rule of cool stuff, and if the DM wants to do it, they gotta have, like, strict limits. Oh, when to say no. And to stick with saying no.
But anyway, fucking rogues. I got to play as a rogue, only once, and my DM was an absolute asshole. Like, no matter where I positioned myself, I never got backstacked damage. My sneak attempts were always ruined right before I would have gotten, sneak attack damage. I even got passed up for attack of opportunity all the time.
I see.
The only thing I was allowed to do...
It sounds like your DM was a piece of shit, because technically whenever you have advantage, you can sneak attack.
Yeah. No. Also, the only thing I was allowed to do was steal and sleep with her NPCs. That's it.
No.
Yeah.
That's a no.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, I wasn't planning on stealing a lot in the first place, but I guess we'll start stealing, because this is the only thing I get to do.
There's other things that rogues can do. Like, you can play as an espionage, like, diplomat. You can play as, you know, a con artist. You don't have to be just backstabby, steely, edgy fucklord. Yeah, you can even play like a swashbuckler.
Swashbuckler is a class?
Yeah, it's like it's a play style.
I was about to say, is it a class?
I believe it is. There's a subclass for it.
Oh, okay, because, like...
I think.
But yeah, it just... Also, for other reasons, she was a terrible human being. She was also, abusive in romantic relationships, and really racist. So, yeah, I just kind of ghosted her, and never talked to her again.
Small tangent on you bringing up the whole, like, racist thing.
Mm-hmm.
Racism in D&D... Like, I don't want this to sound bad, but, you know, it can... Like, if you're, like, playing, like, the dwarf... You can do things like, what?
I'm covering my head.
Well, you could, you know, the dwarf could go over to the elf and be like, "Hello, elf," you know, and not like each other. It's just, you know, but real racism is bad.
No, I mean, like, she was racist against, like, real races, like black people especially.
Oh, I thought you were talking about, like, in D&D.
No, she was racist against real people.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about, like, in the context of, like, D&D, where, like, dwarves and elves are racist to each other.
No! I mean, like, she was literally an actual human racist.
Oh, no, fuck that, no.
No, I'm cool with people. I'm cool with... No! Literal racism!
Literal racism is a, no, go fuck yourself. In-game RP, like, storytelling stuff, you know, it has its place.
But yeah, so yeah, I would love to take another stab at being a rogue. Hehe, stab. But again, that's another one of those classes that gets snatched up really fast, so I never really have gotten a second chance to play as a rogue.
Who says there can't be two rogues?
Anybody who doesn't want a party made up, half of squishy people.
Yeah, like what Victory says, the whole, like, dwarf saying, "Hello, knife ear."
Was her name Karen? No, but I'm not gonna say what her name was because we're, not in the habit of doxing people on this channel. Even if they deserve it. Because guess what? Doxing bad. Don't do it.
Yeah, no.
Even though I've accidentally doxed myself like at least 6 times, but that's different.
It's okay. It's okay. We still love you.
Aww. But yeah, I would love to play as rogues again, but sadly, I never get the chance to.
I once played a rogue as a ninja.
Also, he's a ninja.
Yeah, you know, ninjas can just be rogues, so just
yeah, no,
play
like usually
play a rogue as a ninja.
That's usually what people end up doing. Half of all rogues are okay, 2/3 of all rogue players are fucking weebs, and I say this as a fucking weeb myself.
I also played a rogue as a charlatan.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So he wasn't, like, steely stuff. He was more like, you know, charlatan. There's also, like, the arcane trickster rogue, so that's a whole different type of thing.
But
you know what else is fun and arcane?
Yeah?
Sorcerers!
Sorcerers! Oh, I like sorcerers.
You know, look at you with your spell book. I get my power from my blood.
Blood.
I like sorcerers.
I do too. The last sorcerer I played was actually a ginormous sea slug. It was an underwater campaign.
The beautiful sea slug.
Her name was Calliope, and she was a shithead. I say that in the fun way, because, like, she would just be, like... She would be really sassy, like, to everybody. And she ate poison. And poop. And...
I'm gonna have to ask you to stop.
She made things explode.
It's still not gonna go back to when you said he ate poop.
She was a sea slug. They eat weird shit sometimes.
But if I had to choose a spellcasting class, I usually would go with like the full spellcasting classes. So
I
like,
don't have a poop eating kink, chat. Shut up. That's disgusting. I'm gonna fucking slap you all.
I would go with like a sorcerer over a wizard personally.
Yeah, no, they're personally more fun to play in my opinion.
Well,
Because
like
you just
sure, the wizard has access to literally every spell in the game, but it's like, I personally don't like the whole spell book. I like the idea of getting your power from like the bloodline and getting the bloodline bonuses. And
wasn't the sea slug a wizard? No, she was a sorcerer.
what was her bloodline?
I have no idea. How can you
Dragon.
say you love her if you won't even eat her poop? God damn it.
But I poop from there.
But yes, the virgin wizard versus the Chad sorcerer is pretty much the whole thing.
Her spots were her spell book.
Oh no, she was a wizard. Fuck. I'm not gonna come out of here.
It's okay. Once again, if my hands were animated, I would give you a head pass.
Ah. Mother is going to hide now.
If you, hey, Coffee, do you want me to break Rose?
You will not be breaking me.
Coffee, do you want me to help her feel better?
No, not on. Nope. We're gonna talk about the next class. We're gonna talk
Okay.
about the next class instead.
The next class is how Rose is a good girl.
I'm gonna rip off your nipples.
You're a very good girl, and we're all so proud of you, Rose. You do such a good job, and you do so much hard work.
And
you're a true inspiration.
I'm stabbing you right now. I'm stabbing you right now.
You're just headbutting me.
I'm stabbing you right now with my face. Stab.
Warlocks.
Warlocks! I love warlocks. The true sluts. The sugar babies. The
Yes.
fucking eldritch blast abusing motherfuckers.
Hi, I am a sugar baby. I worship my dad. He gives me power.
You know, I love warlocks. Again, I want to play as more warlocks, but again, that's another class that keeps getting snatched up, so I'm forced to play my 7th paladin. But yeah, I've played as one warlock. And she was actually one of my more famous characters. Frida, the asshole who had a change of heart and went through a lot of shit. Can I call my patron Bone Daddy? Not if you still want your powers, but it'll be funny.
Unless they're into that.
Unless they're into that.
Then or you can just be like, actually, I'm not gonna go into that.
But yeah,
I'm not gonna go into it.
Honestly, in my opinion, the sluttiest class is Warlocks. Because they're all a bunch of fucking openly kinky pillow princesses. There, I said it.
You see, I think Warlocks are kind of cool because they get their power from extra dimensional beings or dark gods or even good gods. Because you can get good Warlocks.
Yeah, you
Like,
can.
High-powered angels can just be like, here you go, have some of my divine power, bro.
And it's like, oh, thanks, homie. I'm gonna go do some good shit now. But yeah,
Yeah, it's
Warlocks
like-
are super cool.
How would a good divine-powered Warlock do Eldritch Blast, though?
I don't know. I'm thinking about it, and my brain is
Do they,
just like,
do they like
nah.
summon like a light halo and throw it like a Tron disc?
Warlock enables the continuance of the 5-minute workday.
Well, that's just a paladin twig. But no, there is angelic patrons.
There are. It's a thing. Mechanically,
Yeah.
it's a thing.
Yeah, you can make angelic warlocks. Their Eldritch Blast is just throwing a light Tron disc.
Oh yeah,
I
Fae
guess.
as well. You can have Fae warlocks, which, by the way, I want to play
Oh.
as a Fae-based warlock so
Phaelock.
fucking badly. Holy
Phaelock?
shit.
Well, the thing with Fae, though, is as the resident treant,
I have some
Don't
neighbors
s-
who are Fae, yeah.
Now, as the resident trees from the Feywilds and having met with many of the Fey courts, I can tell you right now, a lot of them are shitheads.
Yeah, no, you gotta be real careful with dealing with them, but they're perfect for
Like-
a zesty warlock pact, don't you think?
You think that devils and their devils pacts and, you know, their contracts are devious? You don't know Fey.
Yeah, no, the Fae will fuck with you. One time, one of my Fae neighbors, she offered me some lemon squares, and I was like, sure, I'll take a lemon square, and I picked it up, and it was literally a square lemon. Like a lemon that was square.
Your
Guinea
Fey
pig?
were a lot nicer than mine.
Oh god, guinea pigs.
Your Fey were a lot nicer than mine.
Yeah, they're pretty domestic over here. It's the corn. It keeps them pacified.
It's the corn. Can I get corn in chat, please?
I should make a corn party snake emote.
Can I just get corn in chat? Just corn.
Just corn. Oh, are we trying to do an egg champ but with corn?
Yeah. Corn.
Corn. Ooh, corn emojis, even better.
Corn for the corn god.
Corn for the corn throne. Oh, popcorn. Very nice. Wait, do
Victory
you
is
have
coming out of
anything
here.
further to say on,
Corn.
Ha! Ha!
The only thing I have left to say is wizards.
Wizard!
The, in my opinion, less cool sorcerers.
And it depends on how you flavor the spell book. I find that you can have some real fun with the quote-unquote spell book if you like, yeah, mechanically it's your spell book, but like you flavor it as something else. Like, for example, with Calliope, as it was pointed out by Coffee Bean, her spells were in her spots. And I'm like, okay, if one of these spots gets damaged, then she loses that spell gets damaged. She loses the ability to do that spell. She's gotta relearn it. And because she's like a magic sea slug, it's like when she changes her spells, her spots shift positions. Because she was a sea slug.
The coolest thing I've ever done with like a wizard and a spellbook kind of thing was etching them on like his staff.
Ooh,
I guess.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah. But you
yeah,
know.
generally most of the time wizards are just like they're the fighters of the spellcasters most of the time.
Spell thematics feat from 3.5. What's your flavor how your spells look? I do that just by default.
Wait,
'Cause,
that's
like-
just called role playing.
Yeah, like if I'm playing as like a sorcerer and I cast magic missile and I want my magic missiles to look like magical daggers, they look like magical daggers. I can make them look like small little fireballs. They can look like little fireballs.
They can look
You
like
know-
little dildos.
If you want.
I mean, I'm not saying I would do that because that would assume that I
Andrea
would.
slaps down cards onto wrist.
Oh no, you're
I
doing some
summon-
fucking Yu-Gi-Oh shit, aren't you?
Yeah, he's doing Yu-Gi-Oh shit.
God damn it, he's doing Yu-Gi-Oh shit.
It could be worse. It could be like he summons things by fucking letting it rip. Brings out some fucking spinning tops.
Do we have any further classes, or can I just go straight to the murder?
Wait, what?
Murder. You know.
What about murder? You cut out.
Oh. That was the last thing I said. It was, do we have any further classes, or can I just go straight to the murder?
Oh, we do have one more.
Oh, yes.
The newest class, the Artificer.
I've never actually played as or with... Wait, I have played with tons of Artificers. I almost said I haven't played with them. That's a lie. Every power gamer I know has a boner for the Artificer. Well, not everyone, but like most power gamers I know have a boner for Artificers.
I've only ever played one Artificer, and it was basically Iron Man.
But yeah, I can't really think of a way that I personally would want to play Artificer, because it's like, yeah, guns, but typically, if I'm playing in D&D, I don't want to play with guns.
Well, that's just that's the class that has the small spell cannon. There is a class
You cut out.
Oh, sorry. There is a class that, with the gun, that's just the spell cannon. There is a class for Artificer that allows you to take gear and improve it with magical enchantments for free.
Yeah, I guess.
You become like a magic smith.
Yeah, I've just become so burned out by the concept of trying to be like the party improver of shit because I've played as it in other games without classes and it's gone horribly wrong. So I'm just really burnt out on the concept of I take this and I make it better. Because between myself and some really bad incidences with other power gamers, it's just been like, I'm just really burnt out on the concept. I'd rather not.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, I can see why lots of people would want to play as an Artificer, but me personally, I'm once bitten, twice shy when it comes to them.
Yeah, they fit a niche of people who want to play the more technical side or want to have more mechanical stuff.
You know,
You also remember, like, they came out at the same time that Warforged did, I believe, so...
But yeah, I'm cool with other people playing as Artificers as long as they're chill. And I love playing as Warforged. Just motherfucking... The concept of, like, the guy who improves people's shit has been ruined to me by a certain someone who we were already, like, practically akin to gods mechanically and exalted, and he just turned the entire campaign into a fucking joke, and I'm like, this isn't even fun anymore.
Yeah. But, why don't we move on to the next topic? Our favorites.
Favorites! I think we all know who a few of my favorites are.
Oh, why don't we go over them?
I think it's easy to guess my top three. In no particular order. Bards, Paladins, and Warlocks.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because...
Now to play the Paladin Bard.
You mean like a holy bard? Oh, a
Yes.
holy bard. Actually, that's a
holy bard who follows the god of lust.
I'm trying to not play as many horny bards. You're not helping me. Holy diver, shut the fuck up. I will literally stab you with my face.
How about a holy bard following the god of knowledge? You know, bards are known to be storytellers and, like, knowledge sinks.
Yeah, I can see that. Fighter for me, then Paladin? You? You like fighter? Nani? That genuinely
You like fighters?
Like, that's like your top pick? Nani?
Wow, Vitreous likes vanilla.
Confusion.
Most of my characters.
Y'all are fucking scaring me.
Maybe we're just dumb.
I feel like I'm in that one room that I was in, where, like, all these kids were saying how much they hate chocolate. And I'm like, I'm getting that same vibe right now of, like, I'm in a place of danger, my soul is in danger, and I need to, like, start getting out the crosses and salt. Hold up, I think I have one in my closet. Let me go grab it. But it just... What is it with all these fighters? Is there something about fighter that we're just missing?
Yeah, are we just like...
Are we dumb? Are we the dummies here? Oh, Tasha's Cauldron gave them more options. Of course it's fucking... Oh, did I just smack the table? Is my...
Yeah, I assume that it was Tasha's and Xanathar's that added a shit ton to them.
But those are primarily magic shit. Like Xanathar's? Like Tasha's again, but Xanathar's gave them options? Huh?
Both of them gave every class options.
I thought Xanathar's was like primarily like magic shit though.
No, it's literally everything.
Oh, okay, I guess I'm dumb. All people talk to me about are the magic shit.
I think Xanathar's may have added the Eldritch Knight.
It's like
which is the magic fighter.
All anyone ever talks to me about is the magic shit, so I just assumed that was all that was in Xanathar's, because I never actually got a copy of it for myself.
Just wait till you play the no magic campaign. Yeah, I never do that.
Oh my god, if I had to play in a no magic campaign, I would have to play it with a DM I absolutely trusted.
Yeah, no.
I didn't like the Xanathar and Tasha stuff? Then why the fuck do you like fighters so much? You're literally making no sense right now.
Vitrius is a strange person.
I am so fucking confused. Is there booze in this tea? Damn it, no there isn't. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. I haven't found anywhere to, Yarhar. If you know what I mean.
You want me to, come
Yarhar?
over to your ship and give you some booty then?
I'm not gonna answer that on stream, just so that way I'm not legally liable for anything.
No, we're just talking about pirates. We're talking about booty and treasure and gold. Do you want some gold?
I do like gold.
So you want some gold? I got a couple things of gold I can give you.
Fighter more in 3.5 than 5e. Everything you say about it makes me more and more confused. But yeah, motherfucking... What are your favorite classes? Well, we know Druid is one.
Monk. And I guess if I had to pick a third... Sorcerer.
Yeah, that makes sense. All of those picks make sense for you, based off of what I know about you.
Yeah, the Druid, obvious.
Obvious, I mean, just look at him. Will Smith pose.
Wow, that's hot. But, Monk, I just like how I can play monks, both roleplay-wise, and I don't get the same kind of feelings that you get in combat. Like, if I see someone throwing fire and all that shit, I don't care, personally, because I know that that same person who's throwing
you cut
face-to-face... Oh, I wonder why it's cutting out.
Discord's just a butt.
But no, like, I don't feel, like, inferior as a monk in character, because I know, like, I excel in certain aspects that they don't. Like, if the bad guy gets right up in the spellcaster's face, it's like, oh no. If the bad guy gets up in my face, I'm just like, flurry of blows.
Well, the thing is, I play with and play as, like, wizards and sorcerers and spellcasters that just, like, have at least one really good option for up close. Or as, like, buff magic users. So I'm not really used to the whole, like, squishy spellcaster trope. Like, if anything...
I once played as a venerable wizard. Basically, I was in the third age bracket, so I took physical attributes but got bonuses to the mental attributes. And I was basically playing as an old man who had never really gone out and adventured, and instead was just learning his whole life. So when he finally went out to adventure, he was really good at spellcasting, but man, did he fucking suck at everything else.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, it's like, I guess I play with people who are, like, vaguely power gaming enough to, like...
Oh, no. Like,
have a defense against
I would be
squishy spellcaster syndrome.
I'm like the exact opposite of a power gamer in the fact that I will do things that detriment my character if I feel like it fits the character, and I can make it, like, work for roleplay. Like I've said before, I've made characters who have my same IRL fear of open water with thalassophobia. Does that do anything for me in-game to help? Fuck no. Does that add more roleplay and diversity to the character? Yeah, so I'm gonna do it.
Well, yeah, the thing is, as we've established, I do that too, but, like, I still play as, like, spellcasters that, like, have a really good oh shit button.
Yeah.
Let me go on a rant about class tiers sometime. Oh, Jesus Christ, that would take more than 2 hours! My good bitch!
Vitrius, there's this thing that a lot of people have been doing since the pandemic started, and that's called starting a podcast. It's what we did.
Sorry about that. Just had to get a drink of water, considering I've been talking my ass off, and I still have more talking to do, because after this holds up, I have my second normal stream.
Yes, and you're playing...
We're just doing another media share night because I'm sleepy.
Aw.
I'm a sleepy baby sheepy, what can I say? Anyway.
You're a sleepy little bean.
Don't you I will mom at you, motherfucker.
Are you a sleepy little girl?
Now, don't you fucking do this shit to me while we're podcasting.
I already did.
Can we watch D&D related stuff? Abso-fucking-lutely! But yes,
Yeah, why not?
hopefully next week I will be doing the one-shot that I've promised you. Again, every time I think, oh, I'll have everything ready in a week, spoiler alert, I fucking don't. Because there's still a lot that I need to fucking get done. Like a lot.
One last topic.
Mm-hmm.
If you could, what would be a new class you would make for D&D?
Ass eater, eater of asses. He eats the asses off of the enemies. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, that's not my actual answer. No. I'm trying to think. I'm really inclined towards classes that are... a lot of different things. Fuck. I can't even go with, like, my standard... Scion, shut up! We're asking about classes that don't already exist!
Vitreous, I'm gonna have to ban you. Scion is banned. Scion is just overpowered, broken, and stupid. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of a class that I would add that can't be facilitated by like another class that already exists, because like my first thought was like a composer class, like kind of magic-y. It's like, yeah, they're flavored around music, but like it's very like technically minded, but I'm like, you could just flavor that as like, you could just have a warlock or a sorcerer just flavored with music, and I'm just like, oh. The problem is I can't seem to think of something that it would be actually like maybe do a Drakengard reference and have like a pact partner class? I don't know.
What's that?
Huh?
What's that? Describe it to me.
Okay.
Sell me on this class.
All right, so in the game, you can make a pact with a creature, and your life forces are now linked. If one of you dies, you both die. But in exchange for that, and a price of like something you value, like maybe your voice, your ability to sing, your ability to fuck. These are all canonical examples. You are given like immense strength, and your battle prowess just goes through the fucking roof. You are like so much stronger and just fucking a better killing machine than others who, like, yeah, they may be good fighters normally, but they don't have that extra boost. Sounds like the binder from 3.5. See? This is why I don't come up with...
No, we're talking about new for 5th edition. Doesn't matter if it was in a past edition.
But yeah, it's like...
So, it doesn't matter if they had some class that was similar in an old edition, so...
Yeah, because it's like... I almost made my campaign for the Darling server 3.5, but then I'm like, that would be so much work for me. That would be like 3 times as much work.
So it sounds like you want to make a class that has a familiar, basically, and can just be cool.
When you word it like that, it makes it sound so fucking stupid.
It's not. I would love to have a fucking familiar and just be badass.
But it also, but it's like, it also, like, Binder would not be replicable with any other class in 5e. Sounds like Ranger. No! People are making it sound stupid!
No, trust me. That's a disservice to call it a Ranger. And the Druids... It's weird, because, like, you can get an animal companion as Druid, but it really sucks.
It doesn't really do anything.
No.
It's just more for, like, flavor.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like, the animal companion...
Having, like, a dedicated, souped-up, powerful companion, and then on top of that, having the flavor of having to give up something sounds really fucking cool.
You know, it's just like... the animal companion would be not just an afterthought or like a side thing. It's like something you have to fucking consider, especially with if it dies, you die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like
yeah, I would totally try a class like that.
Yeah, and it's like I really considered, because I wanted to make like, I also wanted to try and convert Drakengard to D&D, which has been way more successful than trying to make an entire system from scratch, by the way. Summoner!
You're not helping.
Stop comparing it to other classes, it makes me feel worse every time.
Yeah, like it can be, it can sound similar, but
Thank you for the hydrate.
I can tell you right now that the one that she had, one that she came up with, it sounds really unique and interesting, and it would be totally something that I could see them adding to D&D.
Yeah, because it's like, as it stands, like, there's no real class where, like, the animal companion or your companion is, like, any good at all. Like, Ranger promises it, and it does not fucking deliver. It doesn't even come close to delivering. The companion is literally always an afterthought.
Besides, Summoner is just basically fucking Pokemon.
Yeah, Summoner is more like a bunch of different things, whereas this is like you have one dedicated partner and you fuckers are in it through thick and thin. You're stuck together now.
How to Train Your Dragon.
I'm sorry, I meant to offer these as you're not stupid. They exist, so obviously someone would want it. Oh! Sorry, I was getting different vibes from that. I just...
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why we're having a media share because my brain is salad dressing. It's goopy and liquidy, but delicious.
Chicken breast, smooth.
Fucking chicken breasts. But yeah. But yeah. Every single time someone's like, oh, you can have a thing with you. The thing always sucks.
Yeah. So you want something that makes the thing not suck.
Yeah, while also not making yourself suck either.
Yeah.
We know we mean you no harm, Rose. I know. I don't know why. My insecurities have been floating to the fucking surface lately, and I don't know why. Maybe I need more fucking iron? I don't know. Maybe I need to eat more ice cream.
Just eat some nails.
Not what I mean by fucking iron!
Eat some nails!
Like, okay, hold up, let me just start chewing on my fingers.
I meant like nails, like deck nails.
Ugh.
Wall screws.
For the record, no, I was not actually chewing on my nails. Just to reassure anyone in chat who...
I'm gonna chew on my arm. Oh.
Oh, a cannibal class would also be kind of cool.
That seems like it would go down some very weird roads that might have bad intentions.
Well, so does Warlock. You're literally selling your soul for power.
Yeah, but at least like you don't look at your allies and go, "Oh, hello there, juicy morsel. I'd like to eat you."
Did you have to say it like that? Like he sounded like a Tumblr sexy man.
All cannibals either gonna be lizard folk, Tumblr sexy men, or Hannibal Lecter.
Or evil himbo. Evil himbo is always an option. I mean, a cannibal would only look at his party if a rogue is robbing his party. Yeah, at which point there can be no hope in this hell. No hope at all. Hashtag quoting Darkest Dungeon yet again. What about a brawler class that's just monk?
Yeah, that's just monk.
That's literally just monk. Cannibal doesn't have to be a senseless maniac. Exactly.
It could be a Hannibal Lecter.
Like, there's a lot of pact partners in various Drakengard games that are assholes. Like, and there's some that are less assholes. Because let's face it, every Yoko Taro character is at least a little bit fucked up or an asshole. At least a little bit. Just a smidgen.
Yeah, it's Yoko Taro.
Except
they all
for
take
Mar.
after him.
Except for Mar.
Mara is a baby.
Mara is an angel.
Mara is the most purest thing that Yoko Taro has made since...
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, even Mikhail is like... Even Mikhail had his moments, but like...
Monk is finesse. I want to go bruiser. I mean, you can make a strength monk.
I mean, yeah, that's a strength monk. I'm talking about straight on throwing punches and taking damage in return. I'm very sorry to do this after we just had the discussion with me, but that sounds like most pre-existing monks. You know that means Mara is going to suffer terribly, right? Oh, I know. I'm preparing my soul for that. I'm getting emotionally ready. It is inevitable. 90% of monks' features don't work with strength, like they explicitly require dex. Really? I did not know that. Then again, the monks I've seen, I guess, just hit like trucks. Gonna fucking isekai the enemy. Berserker!
Yeah, like a berserker.
No, I'm referencing a shitpost.
Oh.
My love for you is like a truck. Berserker! I'll dig up the video for you sometime and send it to you.
I think a class that I would want to make is a intelligent martial class that, like what yours does, focuses on adding things. And this one would be kind of like a general class, where as you level up, you can get underlings and like platoons or squads or even like armies, and it focuses on martial combat as well as like diplomatic stuff.
Like
so it'd be like a strength charisma.
On paper, that sounds amazing, but I just want you to think of how fucking long it would take to do a single round of combat with.
Well, that's why it would have to, like, they would have to iron it out.
I fail to see how they could iron it out without, like, just fucking destroying the core concept of the class. Just like, I'm struggling with that. Because action economy is everything. Action economy is more valuable than gold.
I also would like to see them port over the alchemist class.
Ooh, alchemist class.
There's no way to make like a true alchemist in 5th edition.
Yeah, there really isn't. And you're absolutely right. I would love to see alchemist come back for 5e. Martial / warlord was actually cut from 5e for that reason. Mm-hmm. It's fucking absolutely apeshit.
But no, like, a true alchemist or, like, a martial warlord would be cool.
When you say warlords, I'm sorry, all I can think of is Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones and this fucking Jason Momoa. I'm just gonna... Excuse me while I, just have a happy daydream for a moment. Nice.
You're such a dork.
I tried to come up with, like, a cooking-based bard once, and then we realized that wouldn't be a bard, it would be an alchemist. Unfortunately, alchemists don't exist in 5e, therefore I can't bring my concept to 5e.
We gotta add alchemists.
We do. Wizards! Alchemists! Make it happen!
Because in Pathfinder, they have the alchemist class, and it deals with mutagens and making potions that can replicate the effects of other spells.
And give buffs to your allies, throw it to do damage to your enemies. Again!
Yeah, they can make bombs. They can imbue their own mutagens to become like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. You know, exactly. So, if I want to play as a cooking bard, I gotta bring the alchemist back. Unfortunately, with 5e, we keep running into a lot of things where it's like, if you want something done, you gotta go dip in the homebrew, and not all homebrew is created equal, and in fact, a lot of it is fucking busted, to all shit and back. It's either busted or underpowered, or busted and underpowered at the same time. It's fucking weird, but I've seen it happen, and it's just a pain in the fucking ass.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, it's the one reason I would want to go back to 3.5. It's just that there's there's almost too many options, but there's options.
It's so fast.
Yeah, it's just like, it's too much, but like,
There's
having
enough
options
there
is
that's
good.
There's enough there that's officially made that you can choose whatever you want and it will be balanced. For the most part.
Kind of, except for Rangers, because again, Rangers suck dick.
Rangers
no.
suck dick!
Sucking dick is a noble profession, though. They suck toes.
They suck weenus.
Fucking weenus.
No, they suck the skin on the back of your kneecaps.
Oh, yuck. Oh, yuck! I just imagined
go.
that. That's fucking nasty.
There you go.
Anyway, we got 5 minutes left. Is there anything you would like to promote, or any projects that you're working on that you'd like to tell us all about, or anything like that?
An idea for a one-shot for the future D&D, and then hopefully running a D&D campaign, and working on finishing over time my Fallout system.
Ooh.
Which I hope I can play one day, because I don't want to spend 3 years of my life for nothing.
Yeah, no, exactly.
As far as promoting, you can find me at twitch.tv/TriggerStill. Same for Twitter. And if you want to watch some really cool content, go to twitch.tv/MILFPrime.
But yeah, as for me, I am working on getting some tabletop games up and running on my Discord server. If that sounds like fun to you, then I encourage you to come in, make friends with people, and get ready to apply, because with the very first one-shot, it will kick off an overarching story for this world that I'm building that will be exclusive to games for this server. Like, this worldscape and these stories are only happening here. I've never DM'd this for anyone else. So if that sounds like fun to you, make your way on over, and very soon, we're going to get that ball rolling. And you guys will be immortalized in my story, like I often promise when you follow my channel.
Wow.
I know, it's gonna be fun.
Wow.
Wow. But yes, thank you so much to everybody for coming and listening to us ramble for 2 hours about Dungeons & Dragons mostly, and God, what else did we go
And get ready for next week, where we ramble for 2 more hours on a different subject.
Wow. Impressive.
Yeah. And now get ready for 3 more hours of Rose rambling.
I'm gonna ramble about food and clothes and more tabletop shit. Let's be real, I don't shut up about tabletop gaming. It's just a thing.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, I'm going to end this stream, get the next one set up, and then we will go on with the normal stream. So thank you all for coming, and I hope to see you in a few minutes. Whoops.
Yes.
Fuck!
Well. This is now a hot tub stream.
No, it's not! It's not a fucking hot tub stream!
I'm gonna go into the hot tub. See you later.
Bye, everyone! For now, for like 2 minutes. Bye-bye.